Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are undertaking a really fascinating deep dive. We're not looking at complex science or, political history this time. Instead, we're going right back to basics, the absolute foundation of functional communication.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And our source material is actually this English learning resource.
Mhm.
It's designed to help you, the listener, chat like a native, which sounds simple enough.
Right, on the surface, it just looks like maybe a vocabulary list, repetition, basic daily stuff.
But that simplicity, well, that's the whole point, isn't it? It's very deliberate.
Mhm.
And when you analyze why these specific words, these structures are chosen, you get some profound insights.
So our mission isn't just listing words.
No, we're moving past the definitions. We're asking why these. We're looking at the ultimate high-utility building blocks of casual English.
High utility building blocks, I like that.
Yeah. You can almost call this resource a study in linguistic economy, how native speakers get the maximum social function with the minimum, linguistic effort.
That's a great way to frame it, because the resource, it's structured around really immediate needs, isn't it? Communicating feelings like hungry or objects like rice, and then these essential little phrases like no problem or sounds good.
Exactly. Things you use constantly.
And what jumps out straight away is this focus on optimizing, speed and clarity for just routine daily interactions. It feels like it's all about minimizing social friction.
Precisely. It is about minimizing friction. And if we can really dissect this core set, this curriculum, we can understand something important, which is that true conversational fluency often relies less on knowing, say, fancy synonyms for magnificent,
Right.
and much more on just reliably executing these basic foundational scripts. Think of it like maybe the 100 most important words or phrases that let you handle 80% of your daily communication needs.
Okay, so it's like functional linguistic survival.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Survival first, poetry later.
Okay, so where do we start? Always the beginning, right? The greeting. Our sources focus on the two absolute workhorses of casual English. Hey, how's it going? And that super short one, what's up?
The essentials.
Let's start with, hey, how's it going? It sort of gives the impression you're actually asking for information.
It does, but that's the illusion, really.
Yeah.
This is a classic example of what linguists call phatic communion.
Prophetic communion, okay.
Yeah, it just means communication that serves a social function rather than an informational one. The main purpose isn't to get data about how someone's feeling, physically or emotionally, not really.
So what is the purpose then?
It's ritualistic, it's social, it acknowledges the relationship, it confirms you see each other, you're available for interaction, it opens the channel.
Ah, okay. So when the resource defines it as just a casual way to say, how are you? That's only part of the picture.
Exactly. The other, maybe more important part is the unspoken social expectation. The expectation that the answer must be brief and generally positive, or at least neutral.
Right. That's crucial. The standard answers provided are, it's going well, or pretty good.
And those answers are basically mandated by this unwritten social contract. If you actually launched into a detailed account of your terrible morning or, I don't know, your worries about the economy.
Yeah, you'd break the contract.
You would. You'd be treating a ritual question like a genuine request for deep information. And that throws people off.
And the result is immediate awkwardness, social friction. The person who asks now feels kind of obligated to listen and maybe solve your problems when all they wanted was that quick check-in.
So the positive or neutral answer, pretty good. It's a signal. It says, I'm socially stable, ready to continue or end this smoothly.
Maintain the harmony, like a quick system check.
Exactly. A conversational safety check. Pretty good means basically system operational, all good here. And that lets the conversation either end nicely right there or, move on to the real reason you started talking. It's efficient.
Okay, which then brings us to what's up. This one feels even more compressed. The source says it can mean, what are you doing? Or how are you? It seems really flexible.
It is very flexible.
Yeah.
And the answers are even more compressed. Not much or I'm good.
Huh.
The speed of that exchange can be incredibly fast.
Yeah, and this is where I think the analysis gets really interesting. The expected answer often is not much. If I ask you what's up, I'm not really bracing myself for a detailed breakdown of your current tasks.
No, definitely not. If you replied, well, I'm currently optimizing my workflow while pondering the existential implications, that's way too much.
Right, you've massively over-delivered.
The phrase not much is incredibly functional. It doesn't literally mean zero activity. It means you're doing something that's Low reportable or easily interruptible.
Low reportable activity, yeah, like scrolling your phone or just thinking.
Exactly. It confirms the casual nature of the check-in. It signals you're available. If you're in the middle of a crisis or rushing out the door, you'd see something totally different.
So by defaulting to not much, you're basically guaranteeing minimal conversational effort is needed from both sides.
Precisely. Minimum complexity.
Okay, let's maybe push a bit on the differences between the 4 standard answers. Pretty good, it's going well, not much, and I'm good. They seem similar, but are they really interchangeable?
Good question. They have subtle shades of meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good and it's going well are the typical responses to how's it going? They both suggest things are generally positive, maybe moving forward, it's going well, feels slightly more active, maybe more optimistic or goal-focused.
Okay. While not much is pretty much reserved for what's up,
Hmm.
signaling that passive availability we talked about.
Right, and I'm good is kind of the universal fallback. It works for either greeting, it describes a state of being acceptable, stable, rather than progress or activity.
So mastering just those 4 responses gives a learner, well, basically complete control over that initial handshake moment of a conversation.
Absolutely. You can handle what? 90%, maybe more, of casual greetings perfectly.
Yeah.
You clear that first very frequent hurdle with minimal mental energy, and that builds confidence right away. You feel like you can function in English.
So they're not just words to memorize, they're tactical tools.
Exactly. Tools for managing the entry point of the conversation smoothly.
Okay, so once we've navigated the greeting, the social contract is set. Communication then often moves pretty quickly to, well, the drivers of action, what motivates us.
What's making us tick right now?
And our source material is fascinating here. It seems to boil down our daily existence into just 3 fundamental, very actionable internal states: hunger, fatigue, and enthusiasm.
And that choice of those 3, that's not random at all. It's actually a really smart linguistic selection. They represent the most common, most immediate physiological or psychological states that usually require some kind of resolution, some kind of action.
Right. Let's take the first one. Hungry, meaning simply want food. The example is basic. I am hungry. Why is this considered so high utility?
Well, everyone understands hunger, right? It's universal, instantly relatable. But more importantly, from a communication standpoint, it's an immediate problem demanding a concrete solution: eating. So saying I am hungry isn't just describing how you feel, it's basically proposing a plan.
Ah, okay. It kicks off the next stage.
Yeah, it moves the conversation naturally from just acknowledging each other to actual planning. What should we eat? Where should we eat?
Right. Compare that to saying something like, I am feeling thoughtful. That might lead to an interesting chat, maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe just awkward silence.
Whereas I am hungry almost always leads directly to action, or at least a decision about action. It has a direct consequence.
Exactly. Tangible results.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is tired, meaning want to rest. And the source links it nicely to a cause. After running, I am tired.
Now, why tired? Why not say exhausted or drained or even just sleepy?
Good point. Tired hits this perfect high-utility middle ground. Exhausted implies something extreme, potentially needing a big response, maybe even concern.
Right. Sounds more serious.
Sleepy is very specific. It means you need sleep, probably soon. But tired? That's flexible. It could mean you need a nap, sure. But it could also just mean you need to sit down for 5 minutes or stop doing the demanding task or maybe have a coffee.
So it signals a need for recovery, but in a way that's socially manageable.
Exactly. It's the most common, highest frequency state of being, let's say, suboptimal physically. But it doesn't usually require a dramatic intervention.
Okay. So if I say I am tired, I'm communicating a need, but I'm not necessarily burdening the other person with a huge problem. It maintains that low friction approach.
Precisely. It's actionable, but it's not overly demanding. Keeps things easy.
And then the third one, the positive flip side, excited, defined as very happy and full of energy. The examples given are about the future. I am excited to learn English, and I am excited for the weekend.
Yes, and that future focus is key. Excitement is the main driver for positive future planning and conversation. Think about it. Happy can just be a state you're in right now. Contentment. But excited is almost always dynamic. It connects your positive feeling to something specific that's coming up: the learning, the weekend, a party, whatever. And that makes it a great conversation starter or continuer because the other person can immediately ask, oh, what are you excited about? What are you doing this weekend?
Right. It invites follow-up. It has momentum.
Exactly. So if we pull back and look at the bigger picture, Why these three? Hunger, tiredness, excitement.
Well, putting it together, it seems like they represent the three big levers for casual social interaction, right?
Yeah.
You've got the need for basic sustenance, hunger, the need for recovery or rest, tiredness, and then the need for positive anticipation, for joy or action, excitement.
That's it, exactly. They are the immediate actionable inputs that really structure our day-to-day decisions and conversations. If you can communicate just those three states and use simple phrases to act on them, you can navigate a surprisingly large amount of your daily social life.
It's like linguistic triage again.
Yeah. You're prioritizing the states that demand the most immediate attention and action in a social context. Think how many quick chats during the day boil down to one of these three things.
Yeah, loads. Hungry? Yeah. Pizza? Sounds good. Or tired? Yeah, long day. Take it easy tonight.
Simple, efficient, functional.
Okay, so we've covered greetings and basic states. Now let's get into the mechanics, the shortcuts. These functional phrases, this is where you really see native speakers compressing complex ideas into just a few words. Maximum efficiency again.
Oh, absolutely. These are like the punctuation marks or maybe the lubricant of dialogue. They stop conversations from getting bogged down in, unnecessary explanations or potential misunderstandings.
Right. Let's start with take it easy. The meaning given is relax, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
And the context example is perfect. You worked hard today. Take it easy.
Yeah, this phrase is brilliant. It's doing several jobs at once. It acknowledges the past effort. You worked hard. It expresses some empathy or care. And it gives a gentle suggestion for future action. Relax. All in 3 words.
Wow. Yeah. Acknowledgement, sympathy, suggestion. That's efficient.
Very. And it acts as a kind of closing statement for a period of stress or effort. And notice how it connects perfectly back to that state of being tired we just discussed.
Oh, that point. I'm tired. Okay, take it easy.
Exactly. It completes the loop. It's also interesting how the example links it to working hard.
Yeah, I noticed that. It frames relaxation not as just doing nothing, but as something earned, a deserved break.
Right. It validates the hard work while prescribing the recovery. It's socially supportive. Loop closed.
Okay, next up, a phrase I personally think is maybe the MVP of functional English. Sounds good. Meaning simply, that's a good idea. You called it the conversational accelerator, which I love. Let's dig into why it accelerates things so much.
Well, it comes back to that idea of linguistic compression and avoiding unnecessary steps. When someone makes a simple proposal, let's meet tomorrow. Think about the alternatives to sounds good.
Okay, like, yes, I concur, that is an acceptable plan.
Exactly. Way too formal, way too slow. Or even just, yes, that's a good idea. It's okay, but sounds good is faster. Why? Because it's almost like a quick sensory reaction. It implies you've processed the idea instantly and approve. There's no hesitation implied.
Right. It validates the idea immediately and signals zero need for more discussion on that point. If you say, yes, that seems reasonable, it almost evates a tiny question about why it's reasonable.
Maybe, yeah. Or it just takes a fraction of a second longer. Sounds good is like a verbal check mark. Boom. Done. Move on.
The examples show this perfectly. Let's meet tomorrow. Sounds good. Let's watch a movie. Sounds good.
It's the ultimate agreement shortcut for simple plans. If your goal is functional fluency, getting things done, making plans quickly, this phrase is incredibly high value, probably one of the most useful.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's tackle one that can sometimes trip up learners who translate to literally, no problem,
Yeah.
meaning given. It's okay. You're welcome.
Right. And the source material highlights its use mainly as a response to thank you. So, thank you, no problem. Or thanks for the help, no problem. This is where we need to get into the nuance a bit.
Okay. Because sometimes learners wonder, doesn't no problem sound a little too casual, maybe even dismissive, like you're saying the help you gave was nothing?
That's a really important point. And the answer is, it depends on the context. In very formal situations, or maybe when the thank you is for something really significant, a big favor, a serious matter.
Like if a doctor saves your life, you probably wouldn't say, no problem.
Exactly. Or maybe a major financial transaction. In those cases, a more formal, you're welcome, is often better. It acknowledges the weight of the situation. But for everyday casual interactions, holding a door, passing the salt, answering a quick question, no problem, is the optimization tool.
How is it optimizing? What's it doing?
Okay, think about social debt. When someone thanks you, they're acknowledging they received something, help, effort from you. There's an implicit mini-debt created. You're welcome. Accepts the thanks and kind of formally closes that transaction. The debt is acknowledged and settled politely.
Okay.
No problem, on the other hand, essentially denies that a debt was ever created.
Hmm.
You're saying, the effort involved was so small, it wasn't a problem for me at all. Therefore, you owe me nothing, not even significant thanks.
Whoa. Okay, that's fascinating. It's not just politeness, it's actively erasing the social obligation.
Exactly. It streamlines the interaction. The thanks is acknowledged, yes, but the potential weight of obligation is instantly waved away.
Yeah.
It reinforces that the relationship is casual, cooperative, easygoing, not strictly transactional.
Keeps things light, prevents the interaction from feeling too heavy or formal for small things.
Precisely. So knowing when to use no problem for that speed and lightness versus when maybe you're welcome feels more appropriate due to formality or significance, that's a key part of sounding natural and socially adept.
All right, so we've covered greetings, states, and those crucial shortcut phrases. Now, since we established hungry is such a key driver, the source logically pivots to, well, stuff you can actually eat, and then phrases for handling uncertainty and getting moving.
Makes sense. We're connecting the internal state, hunger, to tangible solutions and the language needed to get there.
The source introduces what we could call the universal plate vocabulary, just 3 items: bread, rice, and fruit. Examples: I eat bread for breakfast, we have rice for dinner, I like to eat fruit. Pretty basic.
Basic, yes, but look at the choice of those 3. Again, this is smart linguistic triage. The resource deliberately avoids anything complex or culturally specific or niche. No kimchi, no crumpets, no quinoa.
Right, bread, rice, fruit, you can find those almost anywhere in the world.
Exactly. They are globally recognized staples. Minimal ambiguity across cultures. The goal here is immediate communicative success for the learner. By using these universal food words, you can quickly talk about a meal preference or make a simple plan with almost anyone, anywhere, without getting stuck trying to explain some local dish.
It's practical, it's functional, it directly addresses the hungry state with nouns that facilitate action. No rice, suggest a meal. No fruit, suggest a snack. Solves the problem efficiently.
That's the pattern. Okay, then we move to managing uncertainty. 2 essential phrases. I don't know, and I'm not sure. They seem really similar, maybe even interchangeable to a learner, but the subtle difference matters.
Yeah, let's unpack that, because getting this right makes you sound much more natural. I don't know. The source example is clear. What's the answer? I don't know.
This one is about factual absence. It means I have 0 data on this topic. My knowledge base is empty here. It's a statement of fact about your lack of information.
Okay. Clean slate. No information available.
Right. Whereas I'm not sure, that expresses subjective doubt or ambiguity. Or maybe a lack of a firm opinion. It suggests I might have some information, or maybe the situation itself is unclear, but I can't give you a definite yes or no or a firm answer right now.
The source example fits this perfectly. Is it going to rain? I'm not sure. Predicting the weather is inherently uncertain. It's about probability, not just pure fact.
Exactly. Or if someone asks your opinion on something complex, like a movie you only half remembered, I'm not sure fits better than I don't know. It implies you've considered it but can't commit fully.
So if a learner is asked, say, the capital of Mongolia, and they have no idea, I don't know is the direct factual answer.
Right.
But if they're asked if they think a certain plan will work and they see pros and cons, I'm not sure is better. It sounds more thoughtful, less abrupt than just, I don't know.
Precisely. It manages politeness around uncertainty. Mastering that distinction moves you from just stating ignorance, I don't know, to expressing nuanced consideration, I'm not sure. Much more sophisticated.
Okay. And then finally, after all the talking, planning, expressing uncertainty, we need the phrase that actually triggers action. Let's go. Example, the bus is here, let's go.
Yes, let's go, is the action initiator. It marks the definitive end of the planning or waiting stage. It's a shared command, an imperative, let us go. It powerfully cuts off any lingering doubts or further discussion and instantly shifts the group into movement.
It's like hitting enter on the command line.
Yeah, pretty much. It signals decision made, execute now. It doesn't really invite counterproposals. It assumes agreement and demands immediate mobilization based on the plan just made or the situation at hand, like the bus arriving. Incredibly efficient for getting things done.
Okay, so we've taken apart all these little pieces: greetings, states, shortcuts, basic nouns, action phrases. Now, the real proof is seeing how they fit together, right? How the source shows these simple elements assembling into actual conversations that work. Conversations that achieve a goal.
Exactly. And the beauty of the examples provided is how they demonstrate that you can handle a relatively complex situation, like planning a meal and rest. using just a handful of these high-utility items.
Let's walk through the first example conversation. This one deals with both hunger and tiredness.
Okay. It starts naturally with the ritual opening. Hey, Mia, how's it going? Social channel open.
And the standard, low-friction reply. Pretty good. Harmony established. System check complete.
Then the first driver is introduced. But I'm hungry. Problem stated clearly.
Now the partner responds, acknowledging that, but adding their own state, I'm tired, and immediately proposes a combined solution. Maybe we should eat and then take it easy. Notice how that suggestion bundles eating, solving hunger, with that shortcut phrase, take it easy, solving tiredness.
Brilliant. It addresses both stated needs in one efficient proposal. Plan proposed.
And how is it sealed? Instantly, with the conversational accelerator. Sounds good. Agreement reached.
And that's it. Conversation complete. From greeting to an agreed-upon actionable plan in, 4 or 5 short lines? Using maybe 4 core phrases and 2 status words. Maximum efficiency. Problem, solution, agreement. Done.
Okay, now the second example. This one's cool because it introduces a little bit of negotiation, showing the flexibility even within simple language.
Right. It starts with the other casual greeting. Hey, Mia, what's up?
Followed by that classic low-activity response signaling availability. Not much. I'm hungry. Hunger is the driver again.
Now, the first person makes a specific proposal using those universal food words. I want to eat bread and fruit.
Okay, simple plan. But the partner has a slightly different idea. Here comes the negotiation. I like rice too. Maybe rice and fruit. That word maybe is doing a lot of work there, isn't it? It softens the counterproposal, makes it tentative.
Absolutely. It allows for compromise without needing complex sentences about preferences. It's efficient negotiation. How about this instead, but softer?
And the resolution, again, super fast. Sounds good. Let's go.
Consensus reached with, sounds good, and then immediate transition to action with, let's go.
So this little exchange covers greeting, status update, initial proposal, counterproposal negotiation, agreement, and finally, the command to mobilize.
Full conversational competence demonstrated, all using these incredibly simple, high-utility building blocks.
It really drives home that point. If you want to function effectively day-to-day in English, mastering this kind of exchange, getting quickly from hello to let's go, is often way more critical than knowing obscure vocabulary.
It really is. The source material basically provides a map of the most efficient linguistic pathways, minimum resistance roads for common social tasks.
Okay, so just to consolidate this for everyone listening, let's quickly run through that core toolkit again. It's remarkably concise when you see it all together.
Sure, so we had the foundational words representing those key states and objects. Hungry, tired, excited, bread, rice, fruit.
Then the essential functional phrases, the shortcuts that grease the wheels. Take it easy, sounds good, no problem, I don't know, I'm not sure, let's go.
And underpinning everything, the greetings. Hey, how's it going? What's up? And, crucially, their standard, socially required answers. Pretty good, not much, I'm good, it's going well.
And that's basically it. That list is the foundation for handling a huge chunk, maybe that 80% of your everyday communication needs. Hashtag tag outro. So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here for you, the listener? I think our deep dive today really shows that chatting like a native, especially in casual situations, is often much more about mastering this kind of linguistic efficiency, this social management, than it is about just having a massive vocabulary.
Couldn't agree more. These simple phrases, they're the core social lubricant. They cut down friction, they make decision-making faster, they manage those little moments of social debt, and they ensure clarity around our most basic common needs and plans. This resource proves, I think, that basic language is often the most powerful language, the most functional language.
Yeah. And just to hammer that home one last time, let's just hear that final full conversation example again. But this time, don't just focus on the words. Listen to the pace, the almost inevitable flow from start to finish. Hey, Mia, how's it going? Pretty good. What's up? Not much. I'm hungry. Me too. Let's eat some rice and fruit. Sounds good. After that, let's take it easy. Great idea.
Status to plan to resolution. What was that, maybe 10 seconds? That is functional fluency in action.
Okay, and that leads us perfectly into our final provocative thought for you to maybe mull over this week. We've analyzed how these foundational phrases help us manage immediate needs, food, rest, making simple plans. So here's the challenge for you. Start consciously noticing. Pay attention to how often native English speakers around you rely almost entirely on these basic building blocks in their daily chats.
Yeah, notice when they reserve more complex language only for situations that genuinely need that depth, a complex explanation or a serious topic.
Yeah.
And contrast that with how often routine acknowledgments, simple requests, or basic planning happen using just these core phrases.
Think about your own day. How many interactions do you actually have that successfully reach their goal using little more than a pretty good and a sounds good?
You might be surprised. Mastering the art of the simple, effective, efficient reply. Well, that's often the real secret to smooth, successful, everyday